God. That's one. Mbappe, I mean, he's insane. So he is super, super quick. I think he will have this innate physical quality. On top of that, he will train it. So any physical quality can be developed. There will be a threshold individually to which it can get developed too, but nonetheless things can still be developed, such as speed. So Mbappe will have innate speed qualities, but he will also regularly expose himself to those speed qualities, and in doing so he will try and then push the needle towards maintaining or increasing those speed qualities. So you only get fast by running fast. If you don't run fast a lot, you're not going to get better at running fast, right? Like, it sounds such a simple thing, but he's probably always had those abilities, and he's probably sprinted an awful lot in his life because it's his super strength in the game. But in order to do that, he's probably had to train that.
So just on that, what is speed capabilities, or what does that look like? Is that like explosive work, or?
Yeah, so there's varying different, I suppose, aspects on a continuum that you could put speed down to. So like everything from range of motion. So you take Mbappe, one leg, the actual cycle of the leg from this front phase, if you like, towards cycling all the way back. Like, he'll need certain ranges of his hip. So if he has limited range in his hip that we would test here, he won't be able to produce the same range, force, and then ultimately speed through that. So from a physio point of view, you need appropriate ranges. From a gym point of view, you need to be able to then handle the amount of forces during an activity of sprinting. So with each step, there is huge forces that will come from the floor, from the pitch, up through each of your muscles in your lower leg. If you don't have the strength, if you like, to deal with that, that's what leads to injury. So Mbappe, if you think about how players get injured, if you don't sprint for ages and then sprint, you're probably going to have a hamstring issue. It's like, not because I'm Irish, but like if you're a drinker, I was on a course and I was told this: if you go ages where you don't drink and then go out and have 10 pints, you're probably A, drunk really quickly, and then you've got a hangover the next day. Someone that drinks 10 pints every weekend, probably it doesn't scratch the surface. That's my point. Mbappe sprints super regularly, which, to go back, conditions his muscles in order to do that. So in the physio room or an assessment, he will need the appropriate ranges of his joints and muscles. In a gym setting, he'll need to be able to produce and sustain high amounts of force across different muscle groups. And then if you look at it from like a skill point of view, like people talk about skills being solely related to technical actions on the ball, but sprinting is a skill as well. So being able to have good skills of sprinting, that's really important. That's where you put it together. So there's slightly different phases of what makes him so good, but it will be all of those things that make it. So there's different components. One might be, without getting too deep into it, like frontside mechanics. So again, how well, technically, the leg when it's in front of the body, what position does that get into from a technical point of view, in order to then come in contact with the floor and project his center of mass forward. So that would be one detailed technical action in terms of how he sprints. It's slightly different when you're dribbling. It's a different type of running, but nonetheless, if he's running without the ball, that would be one thing a sprint coach would look at. How you do it, you try and teach different positions in a gym setting. you know, what part of the foot you're trying to make contact with the floor, where you're trying to contact the floor in relation to your body, lean, position, pattern, how much power. Yeah, there's a lot into it, man. There's some clever S&C coaches out there.